My name is Anthem Aether on a recorded line. Thanks for being patient on the transfer. And good evening to you. I can even say Happy New Year still. Why not? It's the last few days of January.
Yeah, we're working on it, yes.
Yeah, why not?
But,
So let's kick off the call. Your time is valuable, and most people are just having conversations with us. Maybe they're looking to access equity to pay down some high interest debt, maybe uh, accomplish a goal around the home, maybe an upgrade or some renovations, or they just want a more manageable payment. How do you believe we can help you today, Ron?
well, I was just looking to see if I could, what would be the terms of, say, a $10,000 loan off of my $50,000 in equity at the property that
Okay,
was stated.
happy to help. So I think the best part is to honor the dynamic. Is there anyone else joining us on the call that helps you with the financial decision, or are you the person that does that for your household?
It's
Just yourself. Perfect. Okay. I didn't want to exclude
yes,
anybody.
sir.
So what I'm understanding, I'm going to send you an email with my credentials and our contact information. I'm seeing a value of maybe about 225, which is fantastic. You're in North Carolina. You believe that you have about $50,000 of equity available, and you only need about $10,000. Is that kind of a summary?
Yeah, it's just to tide me until, but yeah.
Okay. So there's never a wrong amount. I mean, this is your home, and it's a great thing to use your home as a bank. I'm going to maybe speak for 1 minute. Would you be okay if I could just share the roadmap? Is that okay?
No,
Perfect.
do.
It's going to be a two-way street, of course, but I just think it's good to communicate with you. So right now, if a person, doesn't matter the amount, let's say they want $100,000 out, uh, the two options in your state would be like a refinance, which would be uh, maybe a longer term, a lower payment with cash out from that refinance. Some people have a really comfortable rate in the direction of maybe looking at a line of credit. So why don't we pump the brakes right there? You've given me a minute. Were you looking for a line of credit without touching your existing mortgage, or would you like to maybe
Well,
refinance your mortgage? And go ahead, tell me your
well,
thoughts.
when I do not know what the going interest rates are right now. I
Hmm.
do not know, truthfully, what my interest rate on the loan is with the documentation that I have with me right now is. And then,
You
the
don't
idea of
know?
always, no, I honestly don't. My
Okay, that's
memory
okay.
says no, and that's in documentation that um, I don't have.
Okay, well, that's okay.
The
We'll sidebar
property,
that.
yeah,
Go ahead.
so that would be something, but okay, do you know what the going interest rates now are?
It is a range, sir, between like 4.5 to about 8% right now, and that's based on the credit worthiness of the client. So, we can definitely unpack that.
Well, that's going to suck, so
What do
I
you mean
might
by
as well
that?
forget about that. I
What's
got
not good right now?
my credit rating. It's
Well,
tanked. I got into financial problems with the IRS. I got into financial problems with bank cards,
hmm
my boo-boos, trying
that happens.
to, and so, it's just, we're looking at like 510 on a credit score.
Okay.
So that ain't gonna, I'm not gonna, they're not gonna undo what I already have. At least I
hmm
got them committed to staying there.
And what do you mean by that last statement? We're not going to do undo. I want to
Well,
understand the last part.
well,
Go ahead.
well, the idea, like you said, is to go by your credit score. Well,
A little
guess
bit.
what? If it ain't there, that's going to be their their point, and so I'm not expecting to get the 4.5%, and I'm not going to do 8. That's a
Sure.
backwards move with me.
Sure. Do you mind if I share a perspective from 30,000 feet? I think this could help you, sir. Would you mind?
Any perspective is always welcome, sir. You can
Perfect.
interject anything in there because
Sure.
I'm
It's
learning
just
too.
yes, sir. It's just a conversation, and I appreciate you. It takes a lot of courage to just share with a stranger, hey, I got a little hiccup with credit cards. No problem. Think about what I do all day long. I talk to successful people that have home ownership, and then we just figure it out, So I'm going to take the ball again for another minute, and I think this will make you feel a little bit better. Let's talk about the ugly. Maybe, credit worthiness is a little bit challenged right now. No problem. You have an interest rate that you don't want to push up to 8%. But the courageous part, you did share that, there's these financial challenges and you'd like to draw cash out really just to settle down and have a fresh start. That's my interpretation of the call so far. So one of the things that a lot of people do is they just kind of, it's like a Grand Prix race. They want to win, but we do need to get into the pit stop and, kind of do some upgrades. No problem. New tires, the rest of the analogy. So what a person could do is they could get a manageable payment. Maybe the rate moves up a little bit, but I wanted to share that there's a huge development in the last 30 days. So Fannie Mae has kind of bottomed out the credit scoring, which is not necessarily the criteria. Obviously, affordability, utilization, debt to income, those are important factors. But the score isn't really this hard line anymore. So I'll end with this. A lot of people are just, have life happens credit. It's not a good feeling. But what they want to do is have a more manageable payment. So they're using their homes as a bank, pull the 10 grand out, get a lower payment, even if the term is longer or the rate is not what it was, because that rate served them to a point, but then life happened and they had these little hiccups, and it's okay. So then what can happen when you get on board with us, we want to be your lender for life. We don't just think short term, here's your loan and have a nice day. You can refinance, but then this will improve your credit because you can knock out those high interest debts, ideally, maybe pay out some.
Actually, I've already paid for an entity to come to terms with all my creditors. They've already been paid the money up front and to reduce all my credit cards. So I have that's one thing. I have absolutely no credit cards now, but they're being taken care of. And it's a long-term 5-year plan. So that's back into that's already been taken care of as far as I'm not going to have to pay them off because I'm paying them off through an agency.
I understand.
That's
Sounds
already
like
collected
sure.
the money to do that.
Sure, it's like a debt resolution or debt settlement structure. No problem. I'm with you. And that happens. No problem. What I was sharing, and I'm listening to you loud and clear. I appreciate your openness because that's important. We would discover it anyways. So if we sidebarred that, I get it. We're not going to touch those credit cards. Let's say we open up your credit and it has, and you say, Anthem, I got those dialed in. No problem. Let's not touch it. We obviously know the credit score is impacted. You're taking action to get a more manageable payment with your credit cards. Correct me if I'm wrong. This would be like a macro version of that. You're going to get a more manageable payment on your mortgage to just reset. I think if a person has the courage to just jump in a deep end, hold their breath and let's go about the credit card challenges, this part is easy because no one's going to take your house from you. You might close some cards. You get new cards next month, but no one's going to take your house. So thank you for sharing that. I'm with you 100%. I've been in this industry a long time, and I could kind of tell what you were getting at. I wanted to hear you, but that's okay. That's not a deal breaker either. So why don't we maybe turn this back over to you? It takes only a few minutes. We look a little bit about income. I'm hearing you loud and clear. The credit cards are closed or you don't want to touch them, no problem. Then we would look at, a soft credit pull. We do ask the client for their date of birth and social so we can do a soft pull down the liabilities, and then we can look at your options. But I think you've already hit a home run because, you came on the call, hey, Anthem, I need $10,000. I have equity. Awesome. That means you're paying your mortgage.
It's automatically taken out of my retirement. So that's one reason I can't go belly up on that because they get it the first.
Who does? I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Payments come automatic deduction out of my retirement the first. So if they get it, I have to work with what I have left over after I get my car payment taken care of and the house payment taken care of and this and that taken care of.
I'm not going to interrupt you. I just want to be clear because I want to keep up with you. Are you saying that they take it? Are you referring to the mortgage payment or your credit card payment?
Yes.
Okay,
No,
so it comes out of your
that is also.
yeah,
I pay a monthly amount
yeah.
to the debt
Get it.
consolation,
Consolidation.
and then they
Yeah,
divvy that up to
sure.
the creditors with a reduced amount that I agree on,
Okay,
and put myself in that, and then that's another payment that obviously I have to make, and for 5 years.
hmm Well, what it sounds like is a line of credit could serve you. Let's just do a quick temperature check. What's your income every month, sir? What's your gross income?
4,000 a month.
Okay. Then, I'm sure that comes a couple times, or maybe it's, these are benefits.
No, it's
one
once a
time.
month, beginning of the month.
Even better. Perfect. Perfect. So let's say it drops down on the first. At the end of the month, after all your bills are paid, all your obligations, what do you have left over from that 4,000, sir?
Absolutely none. That's why I can't even. I have to make installments on a utility bill.
Yeah, I don't want you to do that. So
Well, that's what I'm doing. So
okay.
that's why I don't even have the money to pay the blasted utility bill
Okay.
all in one lump sum. So I have to, when I, can spare the money, I put it to it.
Sure.
Keeps the power on, but
I get it. Well,
so it's
that's the best part about this call, sir. And I hear you. I mean, plus it hurts me to hear that because you're in
well,
North Carolina, it's cold, and it got those things. Like, I'm with you. I don't want you to you
but
know just
no,
endure it.
God's got me. It's just that He's testing me.
Well, yeah, that's
Yay!
what we're getting at, and that's the we're believers as well. So that's what this call is about. So just maybe take my hand here for 60 seconds. It sounds like if we could qualify you for a line of credit, that would really get you out of this jam, give you some not only catch up on, what life is to be enjoyed. I'm sure you agree with that versus endured, and let's get you caught up. Inside the walls of your home, there's money sitting there, and we want to help you access that. And that's what we could do. So I don't want to just tell you what's going to happen here today. You're going to tell me. So do you want to look at that option as far as looking at a line of credit using?
That's what I was initially looking through, would be a line of credit using the equity
Okay,
in the house.
let's do it.
But that's
Okay,
back into,
sure.
what it comes down to for interest rate. And
But that's what I want
it,
to run by you, sir. I don't know the interest rate right now, and I'm listening to you, and I'm respecting what you're sharing. But would you agree that maybe any port in the storm right now, get you settled in for 8 months, then you could refinance and get the ideal rate? You know what I mean? I just would invite you to be a little more, not a little more, excuse me, be open-minded that if
well,
the rate
see,
isn't
but
ideal. Yeah.
no, well, the idea then I'm forced into refinancing in 8 months, not knowing what the market will be, because
Yeah.
it's not like we don't have a volatile situation going on in our stock market, ups and downs with the way our government is acting. But so I'm not going to undo a given for an unknown, if you understand that part. So
I do understand that. And when I was in my 20s and my 30s, I was like wearing my salesman hat a lot, and that would happen. I would quote win that small battle. But I think you and I'm 53. I don't need to know your age, but we've been on this planet. I want to
I'm
help you.
66.
Yeah, I just want to help you be
Mm.
more successful. So I'm listening to you on that, but I think that's the only hurdle that might, keep us from the abundance that you deserve. And I'm here to listen and I'm here to help. But even if the rate is, let's say we'll meet in the middle. If it's 4.5 to 8, let's say it's 6%, and let's say right now you have a 5%. I think it's. Well, let me slow down. Do I have your permission to make a direct comment, sir? To just be a gentleman?
Oh, yes, I said be candid. I don't have any
Yeah,
problem with being candid.
perfect. Because I just want to help you. So let's say you have the best. Let's say you have a 2.5, 2.5%. Let's say that. Let's lean into that. But at the same conversation, we all been on the phone for 15 minutes, and I enjoy you. You're a nice person. We're believers. I'm not going to quit on you. That's for sure. It's run its course, and that's okay. And I'm hearing you loud and clear. Nobody wants to get rid of the known for the unknown. I hear you on that. But would you agree that something could, not should, something could change to make your situation better? If the only thing you had to give up was an interest rate that's pretty much maxed out, and then you could have access to cash, would you kind of take my hand on that? I mean, I'm not trying to convince you, but
Well,
what are we holding on to the rate
no,
for?
this is where, because, um, it's a 30-year mortgage and I've only got 2 years on it. I don't care when I die, it's just going to go to an estate. I don't care, obviously. So that's back into where I don't plan on making
You're
any
young,
mortgage on it.
Ron. I am gonna interrupt and put a smile on your face because I'm gonna interrupt. Okay, you're only 66 years old, and I'll just share.
And 30 years on that is what?
Well, yep. Well, you're spot on with that because in our lending we do deal with life expectancy to be 100 years, but one of the things that I don't know. I'll just share 30 seconds a personal side. Both my grandfathers lived to be in their mid 90s. What did they do? They made some changes in their lives. In kind of around your age, mid 60s or 70s, my grandfather moved from Chicago to Vegas. I'm not giving my life story, but and my mother's father, my grandfather, my mom's side, he just started to walk a lot, and I just think it gave them purpose and longevity. So if we have, you said an awesome statement here. We have 2 years on a 30-year mortgage, and nobody knows when the good Lord's going to call us. But I'm hearing a very lovely person as home ownership, just you and me on the call, that's making payments on a utility bill. Right now, like, and thank you for letting me be candid. I'm not going to say who cares about an interest rate. It's very important to care about it. But what if we sidebarred that? And then, maybe we never get to 2.5. You did say you didn't know what it was, which is okay. But let's say it's really, really good.
Yeah, I have access to it, but not where I'm at.
It's okay. You don't, we're just having a conversation. And we'll get that when the time comes. But, I want to thank you for letting me, I guess almost pontificate here. If this is your life we're talking about, I'm not messing around. We don't have to do business. I don't have a manager says, hurry up. This guy's not going to find anything. We're not like that. We want to help people. And I think the best part of this call is that you're receiving truth, just like I'm happy to receive your goals and boundaries on this call. Hey, Anthem, I don't want to disrupt the known for an unknown. I'm with you on that. But the $1 million question here is, what if you do live to, 99 and a half? Well, do we want to eke on by, or do we want to just like really enjoy that abundance? And the last part I'll share, Ron, is, I'm not going to get too heavy on it, but there are passages, in the Bible. I'm not going to be going into that, but that do present that, there is the Lord present in moments. I'm not going to get too heavy in that, but, you brought it up and I brought it up. Like, what if this is that moment?
Oh, good.
Yeah. What if this call is that moment, and you can move things around and just enjoy, life versus, 'cause I can hear you stress in your voice, sir. That's all I'm sharing. And I don't want you to have stress. Go ahead.
Kind of some running numbers type thing, not just.
Sure. Well, we're going to do that.
Without running numbers, I don't make rash decisions. So to me, that means I got to mull things over, and my rash decision was actually, seeing what is out there. I made the mistake of these. We can loan you $35,000, $75,000. No, you can't. You're not that dumb, because it's going to be like, they get what they want, but I don't believe them. And then basically all the money that I would get, I'd have to pocket 3/4 of it to make sure I could pay it back. And that only leaves me with a very small amount. That's why I figured if the equity in the house has to be able to, like a cosign, you might say, that saying that, if it goes belly up, you get your money one way or the other. I don't
You're
know
saying
how that works. So,
you're saying the lender would.
well, okay, so
I'm
if
asking.
this is a home equity loan
Yeah.
or a line of credit off of the,
Kind of same thing. Think of it as like a
you
credit
know,
card off your house. Yes, sir. With a low
yeah,
payment.
in which
Yeah.
case, it's fronted, it's guaranteed. Otherwise,
No. The home
it
is
is, right? I
collateral.
mean,
Yeah, the home is a
if
collateral, of course.
somebody, yeah, and
Yeah.
obviously, when I pass on the sale of it, you get your money back that way. And then if, again, it'd be one of those payments that come out in the very beginning. So that's why I haven't defaulted on my car payment or my house payment or my credit card relief payment. So, they get it all first. And
Yeah.
my leftovers are a little on the crappy side.
Yeah. I get it.
But
And
anyway,
well, imagine if like I was on the phone. I would never do this to someone. A person was on the phone, saying, Ron, you're a bad person, and blah blah blah. It's just a gross feeling, and I would invite you to hang up. I would do the same thing. But that's not what this is. I think what I'm hearing is, you're open to, you want this money, and you're just sitting there in your house. You should get it, but it's there's going to be a change required, which is probably leaving behind the line of credit. Now, you still could get the existing mortgage, or you can get a line of credit. But I will share the interest rates. Let's just say we don't touch the first mortgage. The line of credit, again, aka credit card, would be at those ranges for a HELOC are like 8 to 11%, and they're variable interest rates. So I think someone like you who likes constants and the known versus the unknown, it's not that treacherous, but you only pay for what you need. So if you had access to
what I
$50,000,
take out.
yes, sir,
Correct.
you take out, yes, sir. So let's say you have 50,000 in equity. Our minimum draw is 35,000, but you say, hey, Anthem, I only need 10. How it would work is, you get the 35,000. The next day, you just put it back in your account, 25,000, and you keep the 10. And you're right, you're making a payment on the 10. But the nice thing about that is the person has that liquid cash now. They're viable again. So, but we can maybe shift the conversation where we don't touch the first mortgage. The HELOC is a new world, a new product, and like a second mortgage. We'll say credit card. I think is a simple way, and then it's between like 8 to 11%. That's important to share with you. So we can leave the initial loan. So now we're back to the known plus the known, and get you going with that. I mean, I don't know if that's helpful.
Well, okay, you've already answered one that, it's minimum I'm going to take 35 out, which I have the equity to handle that. And then, like you said, there's no prepayment penalty clause. So if I wished, I could pay it off sooner.
Yes, sir. And also, too, the nice thing about the HELOC, the payments are really low. We'll run those numbers, but it does come down to, debt to income. I don't know. You made a comment. We talked maybe about 10 minutes ago about, affordability. I mean, we can still look at the numbers, but I just wanted to address the, I wouldn't say a moving target, but the vacillating reality of a variable interest rate versus fixed, and you sound like someone who likes to know, and I would be the same. So I'm just treating you how I want to be treated with that part that we didn't talk about.
Well, again, that's why I just need terms on both and, a concrete something to look at.
Sure.
So,
where are you at in your journey?
In all aspects of what's available.
Right. Let me ask you this, though, Ron. Are we your first stop, or have you worked with other lenders?
When I put in for this email answer, two lenders came up.
Okay.
You and Mutual of Omaha. I have not contacted Mutual of Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the first one that called me, and truthfully, within 5 minutes of me, putting in,
Throwing out the phone. Yeah.
I'm willing to listen.
Yeah.
It was so you're first on the list, but I will say I'm going to see if Mutual of Omaha. Again, I figured it's mostly standard, but I'm going to hit all bases, which there's only two.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about this email address. Do you have dogs? I have one dog. I have a poodle Bichon Shih Tzu. What do you have? I see is that
Well,
that email?
I've always had dogs. The reason it's Wolf too, because I've always had two dogs at a time.
Oh, you're so awesome.
Except when the last two passed away.
I know.
Now I have a one dog.
Yeah.
Spoiled rotten.
Of course.
And,
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got
he's
one.
A Pick Weimaraner mix.
He's a what mix?
So
what's the breed? What are the breeds? I'm sorry.
Pit Bull and Weimaraner.
Sure.
Those are those smooth-haired dogs that have very little hair. He's bold underneath. Anyway, but he's definitely.
He's your son.
If the weather's good, we walk about 3 miles a day. So I don't have a problem walking. It gives me. I need it to stay alive. And
I love it. Well, thank you for loving him. You and I are very similar. Give right back. I enjoy talking to you, but I'll tell you, I there's nothing tougher because he says something real sweet about having two dogs. I was doing the same thing. I had two Shih Tzus and a poodle, and I had them for 12 years, and it's just brutal when they go to heaven, and it's tough. So I saw that email, and so I'm really glad you have your boy right, because I have my first boy right now. I have a male poodle Bichon Shih Tzu, as I mentioned. And, that's the other side of it, too. I mean, you sound like such a lovely person. It's cool. Give Mutual a call. They're a great company. They're a fantastic company. There's room for everyone. But I think let's just get in the time machine. Let's say you talk to us today and you talk to Mutual tomorrow, take a break, and we get to Friday.
Well, to Mutual tomorrow. But I've got a lot of, I might say, some personal business going on right now. I got to score through family matters.
Right. That's what I'm saying, brother, because we both are, dog parents, and our dogs know when we're stressed and all that. So, why don't we do this? I think, I really enjoy you as a person. Even if you were just not a nice person or having a bad day, I'm still not going to quit on you. Why don't we do this?
Right.
You got a lot of recon tonight, like a lot of data. I think we had a great conversation. And why don't we just talk on Friday and follow me on this? We'll run some numbers on Friday. And then you can just think about it over the weekend. It's like a situation where you're like, hey, I'm going to be a friend here. I'm not going to turn into Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. We run the nut. We get your information on Friday morning, and all of a sudden, you better do this. We're not like that. It's just gross. But we could give you that way. You have the weekend. I talked to people on Tuesday, talked to Mutual of Omaha on Wednesday, got some numbers from both. By Friday, have some cup of coffee, with your dog, take a walk, and then we'll circle back on Monday. But do you know why I want to do that? Do you know why I'm suggesting that?
Well, as far as what part of the few days off, or what do you mean?
A little few days off, and we can think about it. Do you know why I'm hoping that you take me up on that? Do you know why that is?
Well, up on it because again, so far I haven't been getting any numbers. We've got big things. So, until I get an actual number for me to dwell over.
Well, I could tell you the numbers right now. Let's say you get. So, I'll help you. That's what I'm sharing, sir. In order to get the real numbers, we would do a soft credit pull. The credit's going to come back a little challenged. It's okay. We already know all these things. It takes about 10 minutes, but I'd rather spend. What do we talk for? Oh, we talked for a minute. Didn't feel like 30 minutes.
Well, if a soft credit pull doesn't put another, ding on my credit report, like, pretty damn hard to get worse. But right. I don't have any problem because again, you can't give me numbers until you got more information. So right. I understand that.
But that's why we're going to take this in parts, my friend. Here's why. We can share this with you. you would get a again, you were paying attention. I love it because I know this is a viable call. 35,000 is the draw. You only need 10. You get the 35K. You put the other 25 in the next day or the day after that, and now you're working with 10,000. It'd probably be a couple $100 a month payment on that. But that's the $1 million question. It's going to be an interest rate somewhere between 8 and 11. I don't know how you feel about that. Those are kind of high, but the question is, could you afford that? Because that's an additional bill. And if we have 4,000 at the top of the month, we don't have any money left over. That's why we're not running the numbers now. It's up to you to say.
Well, that's where I've got to make some rather ration.
Kind of move some things around. Sure.
No, okay. This is the part that's doing me in.
Tell me.
Is, okay, I house some orphans.
What do you mean? Humans?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
And yeah, well, one of them was somebody I knew from years ago. Anyway, these are bad scenario kids. They got no place to go. But they also have, you might say, mental issues because of the neglect and this and that.
I appreciate you stepping up.
This is what's killing me, is housing them. Now, I'm having issues with their. I was a trustee to the boy till he turned 18. So when he was getting his death benefits, it was easy to have him because he was, the utility bill was taken out, and the internet bill and his phone bill, he paid for all that himself.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he aged out, he can't hold a job because there's, you might say, lack of incentive,
Yeah, I get
excuses.
It. I get it, brother.
So,
I understand.
yeah, well, this is where I'm throwing the fit with you anyway.
No,
but
you're not. I'm listening.
It's the idea that, he'll be 19 in May, and at that point, I don't give a hoot. I'm sorry.
Right. Sure.
Out you go. You find a way. You've been given the crutch for so long.
Yeah, I know.
So that's where I
get it.
And actually, when the time comes when I don't have to, because $1,000 a month is what I'm spending to sublease a place, because I'm on the coast right now at it. So, it.
You stay at that place?
That's $1,000 a month. I won't have. Pardon?
I'm sorry. You sound like you said you sublease. Is that where you stay as well? You have like a second residence?
Yeah, primary residence is the property that we're talking about.
Yes, sir. I understand.
The secondary residence was to house the kids, and there's a girl, and and it's back into where they got no place to go, and it's cold, so I'm not going to kick anybody out in the middle of winter. But
I'm with you. Sure.
It's going to be that sooner or later, the idea of your only means of survival, well, that's not growing up.
I'm with you.
But it's harder to do when you've got to figure some of these kids have, he's got PTSD, he's got ADHD, he's got bipolar, he's got 4 things going on. He dropped out of counseling. So I can't force him into counseling, but finally find out that's a bad thing for you to do, because now what are you going to do? Anyway, that's my sob story, and the reason
No, brother, I really appreciate you. I get it. There's like a weight, because I'll just say it for us. You probably you put food in the fridge, and there's other people eating it and all that. It's just like it adds up. I get it, and you're a giver, and you're just like I'm very thankful I met you. It sounds like there's like this kind of I get it. I mean, you and I are men, and you open your home, and now you're kind of in this quandary. I get it, and we don't have to rehash it. So, I guess that's to tie it all together. The numbers are what they're going to be, sir. It sounds like you can afford it because you have that, you're doing the sublease, and that is that $1,000. But you said the nicest thing, you're not going to put someone out in the winter. But it's like, man, it's like really tough for you. I mean, you're getting the short end of the stick because you're a giver, and then you got, and I'll say it for us. You don't have to say it. And you gave me permission to speak direct. You got to. This is not a child.
Oh
This
yeah.
is a young man, and he kind of
Oh,
needs
yeah,
to pick up the slack. Yeah, yeah, and he's
well,
healthier than you and I are. He's 19. Let's go. I'm with you,
yeah.
and I think this would help you. Well, not help you. Just your money. Just have access to this HELOC. I could. I already know the weight on the shoulders, the less stress in the voice, the less tightness in the voice. That's what happens when we pull the money out. But I get it. You're being such a giver. So it takes a lot of courage to pick up the phone and say, hey, or fill out a form. And now you're on the phone with Mutual of Omaha, both great companies. But the reason why we're doing this a little bit different is it's up to you to say after you talk to Mutual. That's important. But
I think it's all going to be standard. That's why that's
exactly.
not my.
But the question, and the reason why I'm just like pumping the brakes, sir, is usually people are saying, and this is not me playing like Jedi tricks with you. Oh man, your property is so nice. I just looked at I saw an aerial view of your home right now. It looks like a drone view. Your roof is beautiful. Your deck is fantastic, and you look like you have almost like stadium landscaping right there in the front. I love that. With the kind of goes up those steps a little bit. I don't know if there's steps per se, but the graduation elevation. Yeah.
It's a retaining wall. That's the back of the house. It's 4 acres.
Excuse me, the back. Yeah. I was looking at it the other way. But so awesome. And what it's actually cooler. It's in the back. Just really calming. And I know your dog loves it. So thank you for providing. But to tie it all together, it's you're going to have an interest rate. You're going to have a payment, but you're also going to have the freedom of this cash out. And I really don't know if we should, because the number is going to change. What I'm getting at is if you don't lock it in, it's just going to be different, the next day. So did you want to maybe,
I'm not locking anything right now. So that's just it. Yeah.
I'm with you, sir. I'm not saying you have to. What I'm sharing with you, it's just you and I like talking at the coffee shop. It's going to be a payment and you're going to have an interest rate. But the nice thing about it is, so let's say, you are done with the HELOC, and you want to do some different things later. I think this is going to really serve you, but now I know, and I want to thank you. Probably maybe 1 out of 10 people have the courage that you have. Hey, Anthem, this was good. Opened your home. You're a lovely person, and we just got to make it, get through the winter and get you this abundance. But you kind of know. I mean, the only reason I'm not hearing from you, sir, and this is, I think I know what your plan is you want to talk to Mutual next, which is perfect. But it sounds like you can't make a decision until after the winter. Is that what I'm hearing? Is you kind of really can't make a decision?
No.
Oh, tell me about that.
That's where I really just need my issues with finances aren't going to be in despair when I'm no longer surrogate.
I got you.
Parent.
Got you. Okay. Well,
I'm not waiting until then. It's just.
Let's go. Yeah, cool. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's do something here because I want to send you my contact information, and we're going to do that. Give me 1 second. Well, thank you for opening your home. I think you're an awesome human to do that. And I'm glad I met you. Even if we don't do business, I think you're a nice person. So I think let's do this because this is what I'd like to do. We can do another call tomorrow. We can do another call Thursday or Friday. But I don't think right now, the market's closed. It's going to change tomorrow anyways. It's like late in the day. So did you want to maybe reconnect tomorrow to take like 10 minutes or Thursday or Friday? What works for you, sir? I want to help you. And that doesn't mean sell you anything.
I'm free tomorrow.
Okay, let's do this. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you.
What state are you calling from?
I want to pause. Should be while you have that. Check your Yahoo email, please, so you have my information, and then we'll take a break, and then I'll just give you a call like midday. I start at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'll gonna put out some fires in the morning. I have some meetings till about 11 a.m. my time, like 2-ish or so, I could maybe give you a call around then. Would that be okay? You'd be like
Right.
my
Is it
first call.
going to be, again, because with, I'm being spammed to death
I know.
from the, no, from the loan people that want to give me all this money and, yeah.
No,
And
I have
they
the
sold
answer.
because I never talked it to 16 of them. I put in
No.
for one, and they sold it to everybody. So
Right.
I've got to know where the number's coming from. Like,
If you check your email, you're going to see my number in there. That's the number it's going to come from.
oh,
It's a
all
949
right,
number. Yes,
okay,
that's okay.
yeah, I jumped the gun on you. Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's okay. It's no problem. I'm going to go. My dog, he's only 4 years old. My little boy.
Mine
And
is too.
yeah, and they're
The
just
one
like
I got
they're
now.
like little kids, And so when I get home, I I say hi to my wife,
Oh,
of course, but my my dog, he's just like doesn't even care that I'm saying hi to my wife. He's like, it's go time. I have to chase him. I have to battle him. I have to, pull the chew toy out of his
it's
teeth. He's
playtime, Daddy.
yeah, 100%. He doesn't even care that I'm not saying. I say I don't want my wife. I say like half a second, and then it's just battle, and then I just he waits all day for me, so I just go, I just
Oh
bury him.
yeah,
I throw him on the bed. He loves it, so he's a good boy.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he loves it.
that's great.
Yeah, it's fun. So I'm gonna do that tonight, but you'll be my first call tomorrow. I'm gonna wait till you get that email, and then you'll
Better.
we'll figure it out. It'll be pretty easy.
All right. So yeah, I'll let you get some family time in.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Well, thank
we
you for
need to
your
do that.
courage to share. I get what's going on. I think you're a gentleman. But let's just have a great evening and blessings to you. And if it's okay, if I have your permission, my wife and I would like to say a small prayer for you and your family tonight at dinner. If that's okay.
Oh, that would be awesome. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
think you're. Well, go have a great evening and get your. When are you going to do your 3 mile walk in the morning before I talk to you, or is that later in the day tomorrow?
Got a winter vest for when he's up there.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I can dress warm, but it's when it's down into this cold front's not California weather. So
I know it's pretty intense.
It's going to be in the teens here, and up at the property where I'm at, it's single digits. So
yeah. Well, you gotta stay healthy. Maybe just do something local and let the dog out. But anyways, really nice to meet you, brother. And I think you're an awesome human. Have a great, relaxing evening, and I look forward to our next conversation tomorrow, like somewhere between 2 and 3 your time tomorrow. Okay, you'll be my first call.
Yes.
All right, brother.
Okay.
Okay. You have a good night.
All right.
Nice to
Thank
meet you, Ron. Be well. Bless you. Bye bye.
Bless you too.